Hello, my name is Alicia Larry Lewis, and I'm going to be talking about Chapter 13, which is going through careers and work. Now, what is work? Work is whenever you're doing something for the benefit of others. That's actually what the textbook said, and I quote, an activity that produces value for others. So you can be someone who works for someone else, like underneath. That could be like in a company or fast food or just um, like stores, just working in general. Or you could be an entrepreneur and have your own business where you are in control, you're CEO, and you have people underneath you and you're giving them jobs. Um, but it's creating a value, some sort of arrangement that involves money. And people are drawn to jobs that are compatible with their characteristics, their personality. And actually, John Holland created this model, and he called it the person environment model. And basically, what it means is you have to know what you're like in order to choose the job that's best for you. And also, family background is super important whenever you're deciding like a career is going to influence who you become as you grow up and you are surrounded by family in your life. And what else? For models of career choice and development, Supers has a stage super stage theory. Supers stage theory has this idea that there are 5 levels of your occupational life. First is growth. So, like, you're growing and you're starting to decide what things are attracted to you or attractive for you, as far as like you going up in life and having to search for a job so that you can support yourself after you leave your house, your dwelling that you've been raised in. And then you go into exploration. You're finding a job, you're finding something like as a starting point so that you can be exposed to more ideas and more opportunities for getting a job. And then establishment, you found a job and now you're trying to start out um, like working. That's the starting point of a working stage. And then you go into maintenance. With this occupation, you're having to keep a stable like level. You're staying with your job. You're um, trying to grow and maybe have some kind of, what do you call it, whenever you your job gives you a bonus, you're trying to just take steps to reach maybe whatever the highest point of your job is, or just keeping your job, just maintaining it. And then you have your decline. um, I kind of like to think of it as something of a book. Like for English, you'd have like your exposition and then your rising action and then your climax and then your falling action and then your denouement or your resolution or your conclusion. In a job, you or your occupation rather, you kind of grow and then you reach your climax and then you got to decline at some point. And I guess this is where you're getting closer to retirement. And people may not want to stop working or they might not have the opportunity to stop working because they have to continue gaining income. And um, like taxes never stop, but you just may not want to stop working. And at some point you either change jobs or you stay in your job, like the job that you're in currently. So um, yeah. And it's also normal for people to not stay in a job for like their entire lives. The workforce is constantly changing, and people want to explore different careers. So people will not stay in the same place for the rest of their lives. And next thing, um, typically, the more education you have, the higher the salary you have. Um, Whenever people choose, like before they like leave high school, whether they're going to go to college or if they're going to the military or if they're just going to like just start working to save up for college, um, it's normal to like feel that you have to go to college because you want to have a good job or learn the skills like trade school to like at least bettering yourself so that you can get a good job and like have stability. And um, it's kind of correct because although there are some there are like ways to not go to college and still make a good income depending on what you choose. I guess skills are very much important in that aspect. And there's also the military, of course, again. Um, there are ways you can get your education without going to college. Maybe not getting a degree, but, just having the skills or other things that could increase your likelihood of other things, like other career choices that would go with you and your personality. And yeah. And also, in the future, it's actually predicted that more women and minorities will join the workforce. There are, like, of course, there are minorities and women working right now, but it'll increase in the future, especially since it was not too long ago when women and minorities were allowed to work. Well, not minorities, more so women. They were mostly like house, like just mothers, and they would just raise their children. So more women are getting into the workforce along with minorities, and it's also um, normal, not normal, but it's um, it's true that there is more discrimination towards women and minorities in the workplace. Men don't necessarily experience the same amount as like in comparison to, because like they've always had the access and they were always supposed to have a job to take care of the family and be the breadwinner, so to speak. And different roles like that are kind of changing. And there's also the stress of unemployment. And what the textbook told us was that unemployment is supposed to be like, it's critical for like when you experience unemployment to have a support system to help you cope, because whenever you experience unemployment, it produces a lot of stress and worry because you're wondering when the next when you're going to find another job that will help you stay stable in your life and finances. So that is what I learned. Thank you.